Welcome back to yet another episode of Greatness Inspired. This is Prisha.
This is Nainika.
And this is Danisha.
Let's continue our journey of Dr. Ratya's life through his biography, The Great Ascent. Sir wanted to do MSc in Biochemistry. Seeing an advertisement in the newspaper, he applied in the University of Baroda. He was able to get through the written test, but he failed the interview. Having no alternative, he joined Raja Balwant Singh College in Agra as a student of chemistry. It was one of the oldest and the biggest educational institute in the state. This college had been visited by the American President Eisenhower when Nehru was PM of India. It was the first time a President of America had ever visited a country. Thus, the college gained a place in the pages of history. Nowadays, it's a college far bigger than many of the universities.
Upon joining RBS College in Agra after leaving Pedanandipadu, Sir faced language and cultural challenges akin to his earlier experience in Guntur. Hindi language, unfamiliar customs and traditions left him perplexed. Rajput students displayed an overbearing attitude, considering the institution their own. His distinctively darker complexion further emphasized his sense of being an outsider amidst their predominantly fair-skinned presence.
Back then, the color of his skin became a big issue for us, sir, as majority people in the chemistry department and his friends suspected him to be a Dalit. Thus, they maintained a distance with him and avoided moving around with him. But Sir had no clue about this, and later on, when he learned about this from his roommate, he called everyone in one place to discuss his caste. Only after that Sir's friend got to know, and then they behaved in a friendly way with him.
Yes, it is not fair when somebody judges someone on based of their color. We should be grateful that we are born in a time where this is not prevalent.
Yes, that is true. So, in Guntur, Sir used to have idli and dosa for tiffin. But there in Agra, the students had samosa and jalebi for the tiffin. It was challenging for him to adjust with these new items, but having no alternative, he gradually got used to eating them. And on weekends, they used to go to the Andhra Hotel in Agra city and enjoy eating hot dosas. The dosas tasted a little sour, but they still used to get very happy. And when they went to their friend Jagan Mohan's room, he used to offer them Telugu dishes from his hometown.
Agra was once characterized by narrow, dirty streets including the maze-like path towards the Taj Mahal. Foreigners frequently believed that Agra represented all of India. Prices on souvenirs were inflated by vendors around the Taj Mahal. India's ancient technical prowess was on display in its astounding construction, which was accomplished without the use of modern machinery. This claims Sir's mood despite the throngs. The wonder it sparked, especially when seen in the moonlight, a truly unforgettable experience. It couldn't be satisfied by multiple trips.
It was an unforgettable experience, for it was Sir's first visit to Taj Mahal. Apparently, on his very first visit, he had misunderstood the direction to go towards to see the Taj Mahal. From his view, the Taj Mahal looked as if it was on the other side of the Yamuna River. And when he went, he was shook because there was no Taj Mahal there.
But he eventually found it. And then, in evening, when he was about to go back to his hostel and approached the exit gate, he found some ticket checking was going on. The gatekeeper asked him where his ticket was. Sir was confused, as he had no such thing. Then the gatekeeper asked him why didn't he have the ticket. But Sir didn't know his language to explain to him. And then he also didn't understand the story of his sorry plight, and he handed Sir to police. After paying all he had in his pocket, he got out of there with a very unhappy face. Though his first visit to Taj Mahal was accompanied by such a bad experience, it didn't diminish his impression of the Taj Mahal in any way. And the Radha Sami temple in Dayal Bagh is another marvel in Agra which Sir visited. It has been under construction since the last 100 years.
RBS College had a very few female students, including a lone Telugu girl whose family had settled in Delhi, giving her a slightly different cultural background. Her beauty attracted so much attention, with boys competing for her friendship. One day, Sir witnessed a senior student carrying her laundry on her request, which incensed him. He promptly confronted her at the hostel, criticizing her for sending soiled clothes with a senior student. His anger flared as he questioned her manners. Despite this, she remained silent, staring wide-eyed.
This girl was very charming and made a good impact on Sir's life. Sir and the girl were really great friends, and Sir would often visit her house with her, and he got along well with her family as well. Then one day, Sir was asked by her father about the idea of taking a step ahead in the relationship. Sir was shook by this and then he returned to his hostel without a word.
Sir remained greatly nonplussed for 2 to 3 days. It was a very big decision, and he was not financially in a very good space. And that thought left him floating in dreams. But after 3 or 4 days of intense thinking, the fascination came down. He thought if he succeeded in his studies, he could support his family, and that would make him gain more confidence in himself. But he also wondered that if he became the son in law of a rich family and enjoyed life in an idle manner, what good would do it to him? He came with questions like, can I find real happiness in my life if I live without establishing myself as some individual? Finally, he came up to the conclusion that it wouldn't suit his nature to opt for such life. Next time, when he went to their house, he explained everything to them in detail and told them that he couldn't marry their daughter. He was in such a mental state for the next 15 days that he couldn't speak to the girl whenever they met.
When Sir was avoiding her, she was bold enough to take the initiative and talk to him. She said, though we will not marry each other, let us continue as good friends. You are feeling so hopeless about yourself just because you do not have money. Remember, you will earn crores of rupees someday. Do I earn crores? Sir bursted in laughter, hearing her words. He was doing MSc with the financial help of others at that time. He didn't know that she had such great faith in him. But the idea of earning crores seemed a little too far-fetched for him at that time.
The areas of Ponuru, Tenali, and Rappel lying in the east of Guntur had an ample supply of water through the Krishna Canal. The farmers living there used to raise paddy in their fields. Hence, those areas feasted the eye with their emerald view of vegetation all around. There were many odd circumstances because of the famine which caused financial problems which affected many households with respect to food, clothing, and even education.
Sir's brother, Nageswara Rao, used to be really mischievous, and he never went to school till he was 12 years old. Then, one day, while playing, his ball fell inside the compound of his school. When he went to find his ball, he felt an attraction for the place, which is still unknown. And the next day onwards, he started going to school regularly. He completed the entire course of 5 years in a single year. Later, with the help of his college principal, he got an internship, and thus, partially by the means of his scholarship and partially by the means of internship, he completed his engineering. The entire expenditure on his studies, including engineering, was less than rupees 5,000 in those days. Now, there are thousands of opportunities for today's youth in the field of their choice, like IT, marketing, etc., because of the recent globalization and economic reforms. But there weren't such opportunities when Sir was young.
In the past, securing a suitable job in India was challenging, mainly limited to government positions or lecturing roles at aided colleges. Many pursued alternative careers, like one of his classmates took up agriculture, another ventured into business. With only 6 acres of land and insufficient capital for business, Sir aspired to become a lecturer. However, opportunities were scarce. To enhance his prospects, he considered pursuing B.Ed and M.Ed to qualify for future teaching positions, aiming for stability in an uncertain job market.
Sir enrolled for B.Ed at Andhra Lutheran College in Guntur in 1974, but he had no money to reside in Guntur. On days when he didn't have enough money, he would take a leave from his college. On the days that he was absent, he would spend time reading newspapers. While doing B.Ed, they had to study educational, psychology, child behavior, etc. And Sir used this as an opportunity to apply them to what he actually noticed in the outside world.
When he thoughtfully studied these subjects, he could clearly understand what kind of children didn't like to go to school, why certain students ended up as dropouts, why education became a loud cry for the moon in certain countries, the several psychological and physiological issues that cropped up among the students, the merits and demerits innate in our education system, etc. That kind of study really opened a new window for him to see the world.
By 1975, Sir's family's situation had improved slightly. So, he took a room at the house of Srimati Anumola Santamma at Pandaripuram in Guntur with a classmate Haribabu. His financial struggles persisted, and only old friends provided assistance when needed. Despite the poverty, Sir remained steadfast and did not blame himself for his circumstances. Sir believed that being born poor was not his fault, but dying in poverty would be. Below the room lived a wealthy couple, A. Mohan Kumar and Dwarka Mai, who generously supported Sir with occasional meals and assistance in various small matters.
N. Manga Devi, Rajendra Prasad, and many others were all classmates of Sir in M.Ed. They used to order snacks and also lend Sir their books at times. Though among all, Manga Devi had some kind of influence on Sir, though not in a direct way.
Srimati Manga Devi also did her PhD under the guidance of Professor M. Reddy. She used to do the research very sincerely. A lot of unhealthy competition and low level marketing methods had gained entry into the field of education. But Mrs. Manga Devi stood steadfast against such disastrous trends all alone, while zealously guarding her brand image to this day. In parallel with her school, she is also running a social service organization named Chetna.
During his M.Ed, Sir dedicated about 4 to 5 hours daily for his coursework. Their batch included a mix of younger students like Usha, Rajendra Prasad, A. Chowdhury, and older individuals like Manga Devi and Jhansi Lakshmi, who took their studies seriously. Sir and his peers appeared more relaxed, often delving into extracurricular activities like readings and discussions. This also made them seem like they have less focus on the subjects. Notable lecturers like J. Rao, Sundara Rao, Rajendra Prasad, and K. Bapaya provided valuable instruction to them. Bapaya's son, K. Anil Kumar, worked at the college and translated Satya Sai's spiritual discourses into English. Later, he gained recognition for his devotion to Satya Sai.
Once a science exhibition was organized at the state level, Sir had started a project for fancy's sake and completed it. His intention in doing this project was to explain how one should use air and water while in spacecraft. And surprisingly enough, he had won the first prize for it. Due to this, Sri Bapaya suddenly got interested in him. He then taught Sir several things such as how real education should be, how a good lecturer should be, and how the method of education should be, and etc.
During their walk home in the evenings, he used to explain several aspects of life to Sir in detail. And Sir used to remember his high school teacher, Sri Nazar. A new bond between them was forged, which was far superior to the bond of a teacher and a student. Sir developed some sort of slackness and inactivity, but Sri Bapaya's teachings at that time changed away all of that dullness. If today Sir asks himself whether he has become a good lecturer as wished by Sri Bapaya, his answer would be negative. Whenever someone compliments him saying that he has developed a lot, he would be disappointing them by saying, "Yes, I have developed into a good clerk from being a good teacher."
Despite having only 3 to 4 hours daily for M.Ed studies, Sir utilized his free time for skill acquisition, settling on journalism. He enrolled in a journalism course offered by Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan in Guntur, but the secretary discouraged him due to his background in MSc in chemistry. This criticism infuriated Sir, who believed in the power of media and politics to effect societal change. Sir argued that journalism was about understanding and addressing people's problems, serving as a bridge between the government and citizens. Eventually, the secretary granted him admission.
A little before completing the course, Sir joined Indian Express in Vijayawada for internship. While working there, Sir had access to the latest national and international news. It was during this time that Sir got a chance to have a clear understanding of the minds and hearts of some national leaders like Morarji Desai, Indira Gandhi, etc. And finally, after passing journalism, he got his first opportunity to work as a lecturer.
So, that's all for the day. Stay tuned for the upcoming episode.